All right, so to start off, we will need to create a stopper bead. When you're making a stretchy bracelet, your string tends to just slip out of your fingers, and then you end up with beads all over the floor. So to create a stopper bead, if you do not have one of these little, what are they called? Little clamps. Here we go. If you do not have one of these little clamps, then you can just create a stopper bead to make sure that your beads don't fall out on one end of the string. So what you do is that you put one bead in, and then you take the string and you put it in through the bead again. See? Bring it around, put it through again. There it is on the other side. And then you just do a little tug, and there you go. It's not going anywhere. It's not foolproof. If you pull on this, you're going to pull it out. But it's something that will hopefully hold there in case you suddenly lose the grip that you have, or you move and suddenly everything moves. So now we're going to put all of the beads in. And yes, this does sometimes take some patience, but that's where the whole soothing part of jewelry making comes in. Just take your time putting in your beads. Sometimes the beads have imperfections inside them, so you'll have to wiggle the string a little bit in order to get it in. Especially with wood beads. Wood beads sometimes have a roughness still inside the bead hole. You sometimes have to polish that out a little bit before you can actually string it. And we just keep on putting these beads in. And this is a simple bracelet, nothing fancy. These beads are from Dollar Tree. They're nothing fancy either. They're plastic. There are many different types of materials for beads. Some of the most inexpensive ones are plastic, but there's also glass. There is different types of glass, wood, pearls, and semi-precious stones. All right, there we go. We have all of our beads in. Now we can actually remove that string that we had in there for our stopper bead. We're holding on to the whole string of beads now. This had been pre-measured. When I measured it, I calculated for the string to be, slightly larger than my own wrist, so that I had plenty of room to be able to tie the bracelet at the end. Now, how do we tie this? Simple, simple, simple for this type of bracelet. You just create a knot, an overhead knot, like when you're tying your shoelaces. Just go overhead, like when you're tying your shoelaces, and then you bring it in. There we go. Don't tighten it too much because you don't want your bracelet to be all, crimped up and not have that flexibility that you wish it had. So just tighten it a little bit, just enough to get the beads together, and then do another. And you can do it twice on the second one. 1 and 2 times. And then pull it in. Now this alone will not hold the bracelet because stretchy string, it's a little slippery. So just pull on it a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, you don't want to tug at it so much it becomes too tight of a bracelet. And then we can do another type of knot where you bring both of the strings in. You see how we have the first knot we created right there? But we can still get it, put it over the finger. Many of you are familiar with this type. I'm pulling it. That's why you need plenty of of give in the string when you're going to cut it. And this one still needs to go through. There we go. All right, and now when I'm releasing this, I'm trying to release it so it's close to my original knot. I don't want to be too far from it. So I can see my original one is further down there, so I'm not tightening this until I get it closer to that original knot. Pulling it down so it's closer to it, further down. See? Now they're fairly close to each other. Just tighten all of that up. Tighten this up. Tugging on it because you're going to cut it. Once it's cut, we don't want it to suddenly slip or have a little give to it, and then it'll loosen up. So let's cut it. And then let's hide the knot inside one of the beads. There we go. And we have our bracelet. Isn't that neat? And you can make many more just like it. So, have fun making stretchy bracelets.